It's Sunday, April 18th, 2021. I hope everybody had a fantastic weekend. I hope that a lot of you took some time to prepare, add to your preparations. You know, a lot of people out there are spending money hand over fist. They can't spend money fast enough. And as I watch what is happening to the US economy, as I watch what is happening to society, I grow more and more concerned on a daily basis. And yet millions of people are getting that stimulus money and they cannot spend it fast enough. They're back at the malls, they're at the retailers, they're ordering on Amazon, and they're doing nothing to prepare for tomorrow. People are just living the party right now. They are in Fantasyland. And I really, really hope that a lot of you went out and added to your preparations this weekend and take every day that we have before this whole house of cards implodes. Take every day that you have to prepare. I hope that things don't implode tomorrow. I hope that things don't implode next week or even next year. But at the end of the day, hope doesn't matter because it is going to collapse when it is ready to collapse. But I'm taking every day and I'm doing everything that I can to put the odds in my favor. You know, whether that's buying a little bit more gold or a little bit more silver, if that's adding to food inventory, adding a little bit more water, getting a little bit more mentally focused, getting a little bit better in shape, working out at the gym. As gyms open up, everybody should be getting in better physical shape, whether that's at the gym or going for a walk or a hike or riding the bicycle, whatever you do. Start getting in better shape. You're going to need a healthy body, a healthy mind, a healthy spirit. As we enter some very, very dark financial times, some very dark social times here in America, there's going to be a lot of pain, suffering, desperation, and we need to be getting ready for that. And that doesn't mean to be negative. That doesn't mean to be paranoid. You need to have balance in your life. There's nothing wrong going out to dinner. There's nothing wrong going out, somewhere for the weekend and enjoying life a little bit. But to the people out there, though, who have absolutely no money, you shouldn't be spending it on weekend getaways. You shouldn't be spending it on $9 coffees. You need to be preparing. But if you have a means and the ability to add some balance to your life, by all means do that. Balance is good, it's healthy, and even if you don't have a lot of money, there are things you can do to add a little bit of balance in your life. Getting out, taking that hike, enjoying nature a little bit, these are all things we need to be doing. We can't just focus on the negativity or the darkness. We've got to add some balance, and it's good for us mentally, physically, spiritually to get out there, go for a bike ride, go for a hike, just to do something, enjoy what God has blessed us with nature, right? That costs nothing to go for a walk or a hike. But, and again, there's nothing, if you can afford it to get away for a night or two and just take a break from everything, I understand. There's nothing wrong with that. But there are people out there who literally have no money. They're waiting on the next stimulus check so that they can go to Vegas for the weekend. And that is completely wrong. And that's going to get you in worse trouble than you're in already. But I want to talk about a few articles that I read over the weekend. And one of them is this. This is on CNBC. Jamie Dimon says U.S. consumers are coiled, ready to go with $2 trillion more in checking accounts. Think about that. Consumers have $2 trillion more in their checking accounts than they had before this crisis. And it's not because they went out and worked or because the economy is booming, but it's because of these artificial injections, these bailouts, these stimulus checks. And so now there's more money sitting in people's bank accounts, but to Jamie Dimon, he doesn't have to worry about it because that money is disappearing from these bank accounts faster than he can blink. The money is being spent. But Jamie Dimon is a billionaire, head of JP Morgan. He's not dumb. He knows exactly what's going on. And another big reason why there's an additional $2 trillion in people's checking accounts is because many of these people are not paying rent. They're not paying mortgages. They're not paying college tuition. They're not paying auto payments. All of this being put into moratoriums and just being extended. Extend and pretend, ladies and gentlemen. But Jamie Dimon wants you to go out and spend this money. But we'll talk a little bit about what Jamie Dimon, where he puts his money, not what he says, but we'll look a little bit deeper into what he does. But obviously people are listening to Jamie Dimon because they are out there spending money. CNBC, the post-crisis spending spree has begun. Here are 6 things Americans are buying. And I'm going to kind of paraphrase through this article for you a little bit. One of the big ones is champagne, skirts, and shaving kits. These are some of the items that have sold at high rates. Retail sales, as most of you know, rose 9.8% in March. And again, it's being infused with all of this artificial make-believe money that was created out of thin air, which we're all going to have to pay back, but not created from hard work. Nobody's producing anything. Nobody's manufacturing anything. They're just being given checks to go out and keep this economy alive. Sporting goods stores had the largest gain in March, jumping 23.5% from the month before. So I guess people are going out buying soccer balls and badminton sets and ping pong tables during this crisis. So this is the mindset of the average American now. Let me go to the sporting goods store. This will get me through the crisis. Ladies and gentlemen, $9 lattes, ping pong tables, soccer balls are not going to get you through the crisis. If you're receiving some money and you have the ability to actually spend some of it and not just on bills, take some of that money and buy something that's going to be around for a while, like some silver or some gold. If you have debt, pay the debt down, pay the debt off. I just cannot believe what people are doing. Clothing stores saw an 18.3% jump. I think bars and restaurants were right up there, about 18.1%. So, people who have sat at home all year, nowhere to go, now need new clothes to go out to the bars and restaurants. And when you look at the price of food at the restaurants now, it is shocking to say the least. And people going out now to bars, and I get it, people want to socialize, they want to get out. There's nothing wrong with that. But people need to be showing some control right now. You know, and I know exactly what we're heading into. And, if you're living paycheck to paycheck, if you're on a shoestring budget, you should not be going out to dinner. You should not be going out to a bar. And if you have clothes right now, do you really need new clothes? Again, if you can afford this, you're working, you have a good income, by all means, buy whatever you want to buy. But this is directed to people who are broke right now, who have no money, who are getting this make-believe money, and now they're living in Fantasyland, going out and spending it when they have absolutely no savings, haven't been paying rent. If you're 6, 7, 8, 10 months behind on rent and you're going out to dinner, you got a real problem. Marshall Cohen, he's a chief industry analyst for a market research firm. He said it's a really good indicator of where the consumer's psyche is. Yeah, I agree. The consumer psyche is in Fantasyland. That's where it's at. Here's a look at where the sales were popping, according to the article. Skirts, jumpsuits are flying off the shelves. Kohl's, Macy's, H&M, American Eagle have seen sales surge as people are ready to go on vacation. They're ready to go out to restaurants and bars. And again, if you haven't been paying rent, if you haven't been paying your mortgage, do you really think you should be going on a vacation or out on the bar scene or out to dinner? I mean, it's really crazy to see the psyche of the average American. Here's another one, champagne. Champagne sales soared 103% in the U.S. for the 4-week period ended April 3rd, compared to last year. So I guess there's big celebrations. I don't know exactly what people are celebrating. Maybe, you know, it's the tens of millions of people out of work. Maybe it's the $28 trillion of debt. Maybe it's the $150 trillion of debt when you include unfunded liabilities like Medicare and Medicaid. I don't know. I don't know what people could be celebrating right now. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but ladies and gentlemen, America is in a depression, and this depression is about to get much worse. People are spending money on shoes. Shoe sales are popping. They're springing for seasonal and dressier styles. Most of these people probably really shouldn't worry about seasonal or dressier styles. What they need to worry about is paying rent, getting caught up on their mortgages, maybe getting caught up on their college tuition payments, maybe getting caught up on their car loans. Again, this is the twilight zone. Here's another one. Shaving kits. High-end shaving products are among the items selling out at higher rates on retailers' websites during the 4-week period from February 28th to March 28th. So people now spending money on high-end creams, shaving brushes, razors, moisturizers. It's ludicrous what people are spending money on right now. And again, there's nothing wrong having nice things, but how many people are buying things that they cannot afford with money they don't even really have, and money that they're receiving out of thin air for not producing anything, for being paid to stay at home. So you're going to go out and buy $100 or $200 shaving kit so that you look good. So I guess when you go out to that restaurant or bar with the money that the government just sent you, you'll at least look clean shaven. This is, again, pure insanity, ladies and gentlemen, but this is where we're at. Swimsuits are popping. They're flying off the shelves. April sales are up 850% compared to last year. That's incredible. So it's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out. I guess everybody will be at the beach or at the pools, but I don't know who these people are who's wearing all this, because we have an obesity epidemic in America where 52% of America now is obese, and the rate of people who are overweight and obese is even higher than that. So I guess most people won't go and work out. They won't go for that bike ride, that hike, that jog. They won't be going to the gym. But they're going to be obese and they're going to be wearing swimsuits. So again, it's the twilight zone. So instead of investing in yourself, getting in better shape physically, getting in better mental or financial shape or spiritual shape, people just buy stuff and they believe that that's going to make them look better, feel better, and make them healthier. No, actually going and working out, eating better, investing in your future, watching your finances, being very, very conservative with your finances, buying real assets, something that's going to be here tomorrow, walking and praying to God, thanking God for everything you have. These are things that are going to put the odds in your favor. A swimsuit isn't, a pair of shoes isn't, but your body being in better shape, your spirit being in better shape, your bank account, your personal financial savings being in better shape. This is all what's going to matter. Buying stuff today to impress people at the bars or the restaurants, or to impress people on social media with your new pair of $300 Nikes. I mean, we could all care less. I care about everybody watching this video today. I really do. I care about you, and I want to thank everybody out there for sending me the great letters and the words of encouragement and all the support, because I could not and would not do this without you. But I care about everybody out there. And look, these people on social media who try to pretend to be something that they're not, I mean, these people are losers. Do not do what these people do. Do not do what Jamie Dimon is telling you to do. You need to be looking out for yourself, your health, your financial outlook, your spiritual relationship with God. These are the things that are going to get you through the worst of times. And these are the things that are going to allow you to prosper in the worst of times. Here's another article regarding JP Morgan and Jamie Dimon. JP Morgan now bullish on silver with 1 billion ounces and gold with 25 million ounces. Now, I did a video the other day and I said it was 250,000 ounces of gold. No, it's 25 million ounces of gold. So as Jamie Dimon tells you to go out and buy those new shoes, tells you to go out and buy a swimsuit, tells you to go out and take a vacation, Jamie Dimon and his bank have acquired 1 billion ounces. 1 billion ounces of silver and 25 million ounces of gold. So don't do what these people tell you to do. Do what they're doing. Jamie Dimon, yeah, if he wants to go out and buy a pair of shoes, he can buy the whole store. He's a billionaire. But Jamie Dimon, as I said earlier, is a very intelligent human being. And if you act like the 1%, if you're doing what the 1% are, they're not out squandering money. They're acquiring massive amounts of precious metals. JP Morgan in their vaults is holding more physical above ground silver than anyone in the world. 1 billion ounces and counting, and 25 million ounces of gold. What does Mr. Dimon know that most Americans don't know? Why does Jamie Dimon tell you to go out and buy a bunch of garbage made in other countries, by the way, yet his vaults are packed with gold and silver? Just a question. Please comment down below. Love to know your thoughts. CNBC, workers are a year into collecting unemployment benefits. It's causing problems. Tens of millions who applied for unemployment benefits last year during the initial weeks of the crisis, well, those benefits are now expiring a year later. Many are going to have to refile brand new claims, and in doing so, it's going to be weeks before they get another unemployment check. So now people are going to have to go, on average here, 21 days before they get another unemployment check. So what do these people do in the meantime? I hope that these aren't the same people going out and buying gym shoes, the same people going to bars and restaurants, same people taking the weekend vacation, the same people buying swimsuits. But in this article now, tens of millions of people don't know what they're going to do because they're going to have to wait on average 21 days for their next check. Absolutely out of control. And people are spending money that they don't even have. And the government is giving people money to stay at home. I can't tell you how many little fast food restaurants now have signs out here hiring, looking for help. Nobody's going to go to those jobs now because they're earning too much money sitting at home. Sitting at home, buying gym shoes and swimsuits, taking weekend vacations to Las Vegas. So why work at McDonald's or Del Taco or Taco Bell or wherever when you're earning more money staying at home? You can just party on. And so now we've got a real problem here with getting people back to work because the government was paying them more to sit at home, and now people are lazier than ever, don't want to get off the couch, don't want to go back to work. And for the most part, who can blame them, right? So now we have another situation here where there are some jobs, but nobody's going to go to those jobs because they're earning too much money, collecting a check, producing nothing. But this is what we're teaching people. This is acceptable now, to produce nothing, work for nothing, just sit at home and have the government take care of you. It's going to end really bad, ladies and gentlemen, and it's going to end. It will end. The bubbles will pop because all bubbles pop. And this behavior will end because we just are not going to be able to afford to do it any longer. It will come to an end. We are going to shake the dead branches off the tree. This economy is going to vomit up all this poison. We need to definitely reset. We need to start over. We need to shake out all these zombie corporations out of Wall Street. We need to shake out all these people sitting at home, living off the government dole. It's all going to come to an end. The system is just going to overheat, melt down, and it is going to come to an end. And it's going to be a very, very serious time in America when that day comes, because people are not prepared to deal with the trouble that is coming. We're going to see food shortages. We're going to see people with absolutely no money, no plan, no net worth, And these are probably going to be the same people knocking at your door that laughed at you a year ago, saying that you're in the twilight zone, that you have no idea what you're talking about, you're negative, you're doom and gloom, that could never happen. Take a good look at what has happened in the last year. The entire global economy has been shut down. We have tens of millions of people dependent on a government check. We have tens of millions of people dependent on food from the government. We have debt and deficits at all-time highs. None of this can ever be paid back. Take a look at what is going on. We have now auto manufacturers who are shut down because we don't have chips that are made in other countries here in America. So that is completely shut down. We have things starting to get very heated in many cities across the country. We're seeing inflation unlike we have ever seen. Just take a look at what is going on from just a year ago. These people that judged you and criticized you, made fun of you, these are going to be the people knocking at your door, begging you to feed their kids, begging you for a place to sleep. And you're going to have a very, very hard decision to make if you're going to open that door and let those people in or you're not. That's a decision that you're going to have to make. A reckoning is coming to America. This was on the hedge, remembering Madoff and completely false belief systems. I want to read this to you because what Bernie Madoff did and what people believed in is the same thing happening today. Bernie Madoff, passing away in prison at 82 years old, caught not by forensic accounting, not regulators, not investors, not the Fed or the SEC, but the world's greatest cleansing process. The tide going out, otherwise known as markets going down. His Ponzi scheme may have never been exposed were it not for markets collapsing and his new cash inflows stopping, which exposed the facade of his fraud. But people had believed. They had believed that magical returns can come out of nothing. And as long as people believe, they kept sending him money. And today we are watching the same thing in regards to the stock market, the fake stock market. People continue to send money into these markets, a fake market, believing in a fake recovery. So if you understand that all this is fake, then you're awake and aware and you're preparing. Because just like Bernie Madoff fooling everybody into his fake investments, this fake Ponzi scheme, where people were just going to get money from nothing. And that's exactly what's happening now in this Ponzi scheme fake stock market. Loaded with zombie companies that are making no profits, yet people are paying these enormous stock prices for companies that are not even producing or making a profit. Zombie companies. But yet, as long as people continue to drink the Kool-Aid, as long as they believe in the scheme, as long as they believe that all this is real, they're going to continue to put money into these fake markets, believing that this will go on forever. And it's not going to happen because these markets will correct. They will collapse, just like Bernie Madoff. And it would have went on for a lot longer if it weren't for the markets finally collapsing and it exposed him. And when these markets collapse this time, imagine what is going to be exposed, the amount of fraud that is going to be exposed. How many of these massive billionaires, the top 0.0001%, are going to jump on those private planes and get to those private islands, those private ranches, because they're going to be so fearful when this whole thing implodes, because they're going to be exposed for the fraud that they committed. They duped so many people, millions of people into these investments, into these overvalued stocks, into so many of these cryptocurrencies that are so fake and worthless. There's going to be a lot of things exposed when these markets collapse. A lot of people are going to be exposed. A lot of politicians will be exposed. The system will be exposed, and then people are going to find out how weak and fragile the system really is, because there's going to be no help for people. There's going to be no hedge fund, no bank, no politician, no government coming to help you. You will be on your own. I make these videos to warn you what is coming. It's your choice. You want to continue to, buy into the markets, buy into the belief that the dollar is going to be here forever. You want to buy into the belief that the financial institutions are safe and sound. You want to buy into the fact that the markets are real, that they're not manipulated, that they're not fake. You can. That's up to you. And I don't give financial advice. I'm just sharing out loud with you what I believe and what I think. I think it's all fake. I think it's all a giant illusion. And I truly do believe it's going to come to an end one day. And I don't think it's that far away. And people are going to be shocked when they find out that they've been robbed, that their pensions have been robbed, that their futures have been robbed, their 401ks, their money markets, their stocks, it's all been robbed. All you're going to have is what you're holding right here in your hands, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great rest of the weekend. God bless all of you. Get out, enjoy the weather. It's beautiful out. Nature is gorgeous. Take a walk, take a bike ride, get out, enjoy a little bit. Light up the barbecue, have a nice meal, spend some time with family and friends. There's a lot of really good things out there. Look, if you've been blessed with a roof over your head, if you have a place to sleep, if you have a family, if you have friends, if you have kids, if you have a job right now, you're watching this video on a $1,000 phone or a $2,000 television, a $3,000 computer, you're blessed, ladies and gentlemen. There's a lot to be thankful for. Look, there's no doubt some very, very bad things coming. But you have been warned, and this is why you're preparing. This is why you're awake, and this is why you'll be ready. Just imagine for the people out there who are ignoring the warnings, what's going to happen to them, how bad, how much worse it will be for them than for us. We'll be prepared, but it's going to be a very, very difficult time, no doubt about it. I always tell people, talk about gold going to $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, and it could do that very, very quickly. But remember what you're going to be dealing with if that ever happens. People just wish for gold. I buy gold as insurance. I buy it, I put it away, I don't even think about it, okay? I don't care what it does. It goes up, it goes down. I don't care. I'm buying it for the long haul. But people just hoping that it goes to $10,000, $20,000. Careful for what you hope for. Careful for what you wish for, because that day is very possible to see gold at 10,000 plus. There's no doubt about it. I mean, I'm not buying it just to collect it because it looks nice. I'm buying it because I understand what's coming. And the chance of gold going to 10,000, 20, look, it could go beyond that, because we're not going to measure gold in dollars. Because why would you measure real money, a tangible hard asset like gold, in a fiat monopoly money like the US dollar? We're not. We'll be measuring our wealth in ounces, not dollars. So it's nobody really knows what the purchasing power of an ounce of gold will be. It's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot. But if you want to measure it in dollars, okay, say it's $10,000, $20,000. Imagine the world you will be living in. And one more point before I leave you today. I know I'm rattling on, but China talking about backing their digital currency with gold. That's a game changer. That's a game changer. A lot of articles talking about that now. China talking about backing their digital currency with gold. That would be huge. China is definitely moving ahead with a gold-backed currency. And this is a huge threat to the US dollar, to the future of America, to the world reserve currency that we have, to our standard of living. This is huge. Keep an eye on it, ladies and gentlemen. Things are happening that nobody is telling you. That person on the business channel tomorrow morning in the $2,000 suit is probably not going to be talking about China backing a digital currency with gold. They don't want to talk about that. They don't want to tell you about that. They don't want to scare you. This is why I think all of you better own a little gold and a little bit of silver. Have a great weekend. Look forward to talking to all of you soon. God bless.